Hey y'all, today we're checking out Medieval Fantasy Survival Simulator. This is from Randumb Studios, who's done The Test and various other games, The Testing Chamber, both of which we've done on this channel. Hey, that's the guy from The Testing Chamber. I know you. Well, 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 look what the storm dragged in. If it isn't another wanderer seeking knowledge and self-reflection. This is... Except for the cannons, because those weren't there. This looks like it was the entrance to the testing chamber. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Malicus Decimus. Alright, I'm going to call you Mal, soldier, general, instructor, and keeper of the lost art of warfare. I've hunted down evil men all across these lands. I've slain beasts with my bare hands. I've toppled kings who sit up high. I've seen hellfire rain from the sky. Do you always talk in rhyme? If you've come to test your mettle, then you've come to the right man. But if you're looking for trouble, better make it double. No, dude, that's not how... Okay. Something tells me you're not here for that, though. No, you're here for something else. Something more modest than combat. Yes, the fantasy simulator. You're here to test yourself, to see if you have what it takes to cut it in a war-torn kingdom, march on the battlefield, playing war games at politics and devising strategies of destruction. Yeah, let's see how far we can go with this. Stop talking and let's get to it. Alright, the path will lead to gold and riches or certain death. Alright. I can already tell that you aren't like the others that lay beneath our feet. Oh! Well, that's not very comforting, but okay. Mind you, different does not mean worthy. Let's find out what may or may not set you apart from the rest, shall we? Alright, gonna get a series of questions and scenarios, provide answers, solutions, and plans of action. Let's do this. Some of your answers may be wise, some of them not so much. Just say they're dumb. Dude, that answer's dumb. Alright, take your time and answer with complete and utter honesty. Do not rush. I'll try not to. Do not falter. The solution to many of these scenarios may seem obvious at first, but I urge you to take your time and think about them thoroughly before providing a response. It would be wise to remember these words as we progress. Now, let's get started. Can we? Alright, we don't have time to kill. Only enemies. Many, many enemies. Examination begins now! Alright, let's do this. Would you consider yourself to be patient? Despite the impatience I just showed in the previous intro, yes. Would you consider yourself to be fearful? Does anxiety count? I'm not fearful, I'm anxious, and that's different. Do you believe in the existence of a higher power? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be brave? I like to think I am, but sometimes I'm a little more stupid than brave. It's a very thin line. Would you consider yourself to be intelligent? I'd like to think so. Charismatic? I don't consider myself that. Maybe other people. Have you ever engaged in hand-to-hand combat? Okay. Does basic training hand-to-hand combat count? Because in that case, yes. Would you say you hate losing? I don't hate losing. It's part of life. Would you consider yourself to be a sore loser? No, I don't think so. Would you consider yourself to be a sore winner? No. Athletically fit. I gotta take a hard no on that one. Would I consider myself to be physically strong? Have you seen my gun show? It's closed to the public. Despite lugging 30-pound bags of dog food around at work, I do not consider myself physically strong. Natural leader? I've left to my own devices, yeah, but usually I just watch, so... Nah. Agile. Yes, although gravity does get in the way sometimes. Are you more flexible than the average person? Not at my age, no. What do you consider common sense to be one of your strong points? Oh, this is... Okay, this is actually tough. Because I have a lot of book smarts, but common sense comes and goes. Although I like to think I have more than the average person. Open-minded? For the most part. Are you quick-witted conversationally? In conversation, I generally observe. Am I clever? Like a fox? Are you a people person? No. No, I am not. I'm an animal person. People pleaser? Unfortunately, yes. And that's why I get into situations. Are you afraid of what others think of you? I want to say no, but the the anxiety part makes me fear people not liking me, because then I wonder in the back of my head, what are they going to do? Do you have any irrational fears you could consider to be embarrassing? I don't think so, except for the anxiety, but that's a totally different. Can you speak more than one language fluently? I can speak enough Japanese to get me in trouble, but it's certainly far from fluent. Am I hot-headed? Nope. I'm medicated. Do you ever feel that you sometimes enjoy conflict? Define the conflict, because I don't like going back and forth between people. If I can get into a conflict and we can end it, I don't even want to do that. I just want people to leave me alone. Yes, I avoid conflict. Sirocco, I do so. You silly goofy cat. Would you consider yourself to be prideful? Nah. Judgmental? Probably. I try not to be, but, I'm just a mortal. Do you enjoy eavesdropping on others' conversations? I find most of the time it's not worth my while, but I do tend to do it, and it's probably because I used to be in military intelligence, and I like gathering intel. Have you ever been betrayed by a friend? Betrayed by a family member? No. No. Have you ever been betrayed by someone close to you? Yes. Would you ever kill an animal? Only to eat it or put it out of its misery. Have you ever killed an animal? Yes, to put it out of its misery. Do you think you could manage to survive alone in the wilderness for 30 days? That would really depend on what I'm started out with. Like, if I'm started out with some basic supplies, then yeah, I could figure it out. I think. Yeah, I could. Army training would kick in. Do you consider yourself to be a strategist? Yes. A warrior? I'd like to think I am, but sometimes I go a little more berserker than warrior. Would you consider yourself to be resourceful? I'm a Yankee. We're resourceful as hell. Mentally healthy? Well, unfortunately, that's a big no. Well educated, yes. Do I enjoy playing with fire? Like literal fire? No. Don't poke the elementals. Have you ever been afraid of the dark? Yeah, when I was a kid. I had a phobia of spiders. Not a phobia, no. I used to pick them up and put them outside if I found them in the house. Would you ever consider a job in security? Back when I was in IT, I considered a job in internet security, server security. Would you consider yourself to be a talented chef? Nah, I can make some stuff, but, you follow directions easily. Yes. Innovative. I probably am, but I don't always show it. Competitive? Nah. People can do their own thing. I'm doing mine. Would you consider yourself to be a winner in life? No. Has the field of toxicology ever intrigued you? I can't say that it has. Living as a farmer? Yes, I could see myself living as a farmer. Which is why I have chickens, because they are the gateway drug to farming, according to my Intro to Livestock professor. Would you consider yourself to be a gambler? Not anymore. Would you consider yourself to be talented in an unusual way? I could fall asleep pretty much anywhere. Is that a talent? Talented in an unusual way. I don't know. I mean, I could make costumes, but that was practice. That wasn't just raw talent. Could you envision yourself enjoying the life of a battlefield surgeon? Oh, no. No. Join the life of an alchemist. No, I'm not big on chemistry or things of that nature. Am I self-motivated? Yes. Otherwise, I'd never get anything done on YouTube. Do you ever find you lack discipline? Yes, there are times I do. Am I cautious? Yes. Hey, when am I going to get to the fantasy survival part? Am I protective of my loved ones? Oh, yeah, definitely. Could you see yourself finding happiness even if you're the only person left alive on Earth? Yes, if there were animals. Do you often seek an adventurous life? No, not really. If adventure shows up, then hooray. But no, I am not a risk taker either. Reckless? I'm too old to be reckless. Do large crowds give you anxiety? Absolutely. Do loud noses tend to distract or scare you? Distract, yes. There's something about revving engines that really bothers me. I would never make it at a NASCAR or stock car event. Nope. Would you consider yourself to be attractive in the traditional sense? What do you mean traditional? Like, I'm a carbon-based life form. I think all the parts are where they're supposed to be. But no. Do you believe everyone has their vices? Yeah, I think so. Could you happily live the life of a professional thief? Ugh. My guilt would overwhelm me. Are you confident in your ability to thwart off an attacker in one-on-one unarmed combat? No. Which is why I have a 6-foot spear in my house. Do you work well under pressure? Yes. Am I goal-oriented? You know, I used to be. I used to make goals and plans, and they all fell through. So I don't make goals and plans anymore. And I work much better on my own. Do you have a lack of respect for authority? Yes and no. I'm going to put yes, because let me tell you. If you've ever been in the army, you'll know that there's always going to be someone in a higher position who is a complete and utter moron. And you don't know how they got into that position, and you don't know how they stay there, but there they are making your life miserable. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Do you feel everyone is created equally? Yeah, because we have our strengths and weaknesses which even each other out. Have you ever judged someone solely based on their appearance? Unfortunately, yes, I am a horrible person. Do you believe every person deserves a second chance? Second? Yes. Third, fourth, fifth? Now we're pushing it. If you were in charge of the royal dungeons, would you use torture to extract information from your prisoners? Oh, we went deep. I'm going to say no. I'm going to save the torture for the animal abusers. Can you see yourself living the life as a royal advisor? I don't know. I have problems giving advice. People ask me for advice at work all the time. They're like, what should I do in this situation? I'm like, first of all, why are you asking me? Because half the time they're asking me questions they should be asking their vet. But they're asking the part-timer at the pet store, what should I do for this? So I'm not very confident in my advising abilities. Could you see yourself living the life of a peasant? Yeah, that's pretty simple. Farming some dirt. Would you be willing to assassinate an enemy king in order to save your kingdom? Like me personally? Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do this. Are you a glutton for punishment? I don't actively seek it out, so no. Does the sight of blood make you queasy? No, I don't think so. Does the sight of blood excite you? Oh, now you're going that route. No. I mean, if it's there, it's there. Do you think you'd be well suited to manage food and ration usage for a marching army? Yeah. Can you see yourself enjoying the life of a chef or baker? Baker, possibly. But not a chef. It's... people and their food, it's a very touchy subject. Could you see yourself being a bandit and stealing from others if you had to in order to survive? If there was an end of the world, no government scenario, and it was no holds barred, then yeah. You already asked me if I was brave. And now you're asking if I'm courageous, which is almost the same thing. Am I wise beyond my years? Um, sometimes. Have you ever stolen... has anyone ever stolen something from you and got away with it? That's a good question. If they got away with it, how would I know it's stolen? Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Have you ever stolen something from... Okay, everybody look away. Look away. Look at him. Do you think an apocalypse is likely to come in your time? No, maybe World War III, but not the apocalypse. Do you have fear of the unknown? I think everybody does. Like, if something completely unexpected just showed up, then yeah. If someone hit you for no reason, would your first reaction be to hit them back? Oh, sorry, Jesus, but it really is. If someone robbed you, would you wish to seek revenge? No, not as long as the cops get whoever it is. Have you ever truly hated someone? It's such a strong emotion, and it's one of those things where you want to say, no, I've never hated anyone. But yes, I have legit hated people before. Have you ever felt hated? Yep, by those same people. You view yourself as a hero at times. I'm a hero to animals. As a villain? I don't actively go out seeking the villainous path. Do you wish to live a life of riches beyond measure? Eesh. I just want to be comfortable. Yes, I would be happy living a very simple, quiet life. That would be perfectly fine. Are you actively pursuing your dreams in life? I don't know what those are anymore. So I'm gonna go with no. I should really change that. Do you live a life of many regrets? Oh, many. Hey, when are we getting to the survival part? Do you know how to forgive yourself in order to progress through the hardest of times? No. I'm not good at forgiving myself. Would you consider yourself to be fortunate compared to others? Yeah, there are a lot of people more unfortunate than me. Oh, live a life of a blacksmith? I don't really have the muscles for it, but I suppose if I started out as an apprentice... Well, now. I was not expecting you to answer some of those questions the way you did. Well, it's as honest as I could be, I think. I must say, I'm intrigued by your personality and quite eager to pick your brain a bit further before giving my analysis. All right. Those questions were merely the beginning. We've hardly scratched the surface, but believe me, we most certainly will be breaking through soon enough. All right, let's do this. My decision-making abilities. Oh, no. Is this an either-or thing? Here we go. I urge you to make your choices very carefully and think about the potential rewards and consequences of your decision. Yes, let's begin. A rhetorical question. Well, oh, that was a rhetorical question. Yeah. If you were marching on the battlefield, would you rather have more rations of food or rations of water? Water. If you were in charge of a victorious army fresh off the battlefield, would you choose to take prisoners or execute prisoners? You gotta take them to get the intel. In order to siege an enemy fortress, would you rather use fire or battering rams? Battering rams, because fire could destroy any precious resources inside the castle. Stronger troops or smarter troops? See, the troops themselves don't have to be particularly intelligent. They just have to know their job. It's the higher-ups who are supposed to be smarter. So I'll take stronger troops. Would you rather fight against an army of the living or an army of the dead? I'd rather fight an army of the dead because they're already dead, and I think there'd be less guilt killing them. Would you rather attack by air or sea? Air, because I get seasick. Would you rather build your fortress in the snow or the swamp? Ooh. Swamp's gonna be full of mosquitoes. And if I have a fortress, I doubt it's going to have screen windows. On the other hand, the snow... Well, that'll make it more difficult for enemies to get to me. The swamp will too, but I'm thinking about mosquitoes here, so I'll go snow. Would you rather rule with an iron fist or a peaceful heart? Peaceful heart if possible. Would you rather lead or follow? I would rather be left alone. Why is that not an option? But I guess lead. Would you rather befriend the enemy or slay the enemy? If you befriend them, they're not the enemy anymore, and then they can fight with you. If your supplies are limited, would you rather feed your army or feed your horses? Ooh. Probably the army, because as long as we're in a grassy area, the horses can graze. Would you rather have an army comprised mainly of fast but unarmed units or slow but heavy armored units? Wow. So, foot soldiers or tanks? This is a good question. I think probably the armored ones. I don't want to send a bunch of foot soldiers in on Operation Meat Shield. Would you rather be in archery or cavalry? Why can't I be an archer on horseback? So whenever I play RPGs, I tend to stay out of range. And if I was Cav, I'd worry about my horse getting shot out from under me. Spy or an assassin? Ooh, spy. Scout or infantry? Scout. Would you rather bury your dead or eat your dead? Oh, that is a... Are you looking to get a cursed army? Because that is how you get a cursed army. You bury the dead. Show those soldiers some respect. Would you rather be cursed with constant drunkenness or extreme fatigue? I'm going to go with extreme fatigue because there's caffeine for that. Would you rather be superstitious or overly pragmatic? I think a little superstition adds spice into life. Would you rather be armed with magic or armed with weaponry? What's the enemy armed with? Because if they're armed with magic, I'll want to fight it with magic. And if they're armed with weaponry, I'm going to want to... You know what? Yeah, I'm going to want to overcome them with magic. So magic. If you're fighting a battle you know couldn't be won and there was no foreseeable escape, would you rather surrender or go down swinging? I'll go down swinging. Would you rather go back in time or forward in time? If I go back in time, can I bring supplies like headache medicine and, you know, clean underwear and stuff like that? On the other hand, being a female, going back in time might not be the best. We'll go forward and see what they have. While engaging in combat, would you rather use a sword and shield or a two-handed axe? I think sword and shield, just for my measure of strength. Would you rather build and lay traps or organize ambushes? Probably build and lay traps, because then you can use the ambush soldiers somewhere else. Determine who wins the war. Would you rather engage in many skirmishes or few battles? I think few battles, even though they might be huge, would be better for the troops because there's probably going to be more time to rest in between. Would you rather defend your garrison or attack an enemy garrison? I would like to attack the enemy garrison in case there's supplies that I could need, but on the other hand, no, I'll defend. Train warriors or train spies? Spies. Would you rather invest in livestock or crops? See, personally for me, livestock is easier to maintain because I'm far better with animals than I am with green growing things. And then the livestock can just graze on what they have available. Crops can come secondary, definitely. But I'm always afraid that I won't grow anything. Would Would you rather fight from a distance or engage in close quarters? Oh, distance. If I can lob something at the enemy, yes. Would you rather pray for a blessing on your troops or a curse on your enemy? Oh, blessing on my troops. You don't want to go around throwing curses. Would you rather be lucky or intelligent? Intelligent. Whoa. Would you rather be able to raise someone from the dead once a year or instantly kill someone just by looking at them once a year? I'm not real big on the whole raising people from the dead. It usually goes wrong in the stories. As long as I can choose who to kill with a glance, then yes. Would you rather build or destroy? Well, build. Would you rather have world peace or dominate the world and dictate what people do? I'd rather have world peace and freedom for all, but humans are stupid creatures. Would you rather have the ability to teleport instantly or turn invisible? If I turn invisible, people are going to be walking through me, and then if I don't get out of the way, that'll hurt. Teleport. Would you rather forgive or forget? I don't want to forget, because if someone has betrayed you, you want to remember that for the future, because they might do it again. Would you rather be a victim or an assailant? Well, assailant. I don't want to be the victim. Would you rather be able to heal yourself or others? Others. I've got a pretty high pain tolerance. Would you rather trust an enemy or betray a friend? Oh, well, I don't want to betray a friend, because that would just make me a jerk. Trust an enemy. Save the life of an animal or save the life of a person? Just like random person? If it's just some random person, then I'm taking an animal. If it's a family member, then it's tougher. But 9 times out of 10, I'll save the animal. Ouch. Barefoot through the snow or barefoot through the desert? What time of day is it in the desert? Because the snow is going to be cold. Morning, noon, night. But the desert at night would be easier to walk through barefoot, as the temperature goes down a lot. If you had to defend yourself using only a dagger, would you rather fight off a lion or fight off a bear? Bears are big. Unless you mean like a Care Bear, I could fight off a Care Bear with a dagger. But, I don't know. I think I'd probably rather fight a lion. Would you rather camp for a week in torrential rain or a single day during a snowstorm? Single day during a snowstorm. Because a week in the rain? There's no way I would pack enough socks. Would you rather kill or be killed? If it's, sometimes that situation will pop up for people and you just have to do it. Would you rather enter a jousting tournament or a sword fighting tournament? Ooh, if I knew how to joust, then yes, jousting. Archery or axe throwing competition? Archery. Would I rather be a gladiator or a soldier? Soldier. I don't need all that fame and fortune. Would you rather rob the rich and give to the needy or keep what you rob for yourself? I'll give it to the poor. But I'm going to be very particular about who gets it. I don't want them to be wasting it on stupid shit. Stupid stuff. Whoops. Shame on me for cursing. Would you rather be a bandit or a sheriff? Well, I'm not real big on being the bad guy. I guess I'd be a sheriff. Would you rather be a bounty hunter or an assassin? Ooh, bounty hunter's pretty nice. Town guard or palace guard? Town guard. Get to know the people. Would you rather be a tailor or a carpenter? Seeing as I am a seamstress. Travel by wagon or ship? Wagon, I get seasick. Live in the forest or live in the Rocky Mountains? You could get a Rocky Mountain high then, but I think I'll stick with the forest. Would you rather hunt or fish? I don't know, I'm not a big fish eater. I eat fish if it's there, but I loves me red meat. Scavenge or forage? Scavenge. Scavenge would probably be the best for me, because as sad as it sounds, I don't know how to forage. I can find, like, fiddleheads and plantain, but yeah. Would you rather give or take? Give. Would you rather have too much food or too much water? Water. Some of these are just logic. Would you rather have to cook your food over a fire or purify your own water? I could cook it. I could cook my own food over a fire? What kind of question is that? Do you believe that war is more mental or physical? Oh, definitely mental. We have psyops for a reason. What is important when training an army, morale or discipline? If you have undisciplined troops, that's problematic. But usually they're indisciplined because their morale is low. Would you rather starve your troops as punishment or beat your troops? I don't want to starve them. Because then they won't be... Of course, if I beat the tar out of them, they won't be good in combat either. But a beating you can come back from faster, I guess. Would you rather attack during the day or attack during the night? Depends. What are my troops made up of? You know, you're not giving me a lot to go on here. Not knowing how my troops are at night, I'll say day. Would you rather defend during the day or defend at night? Again, I don't know how my troops are. So we'll stick with day for now. Would you rather fight to protect your own land or fight to take someone else's land? Fight for my own. You don't go around taking other people's land. You don't go around taking other people's land. Who could I possibly be talking about? Would you rather let yourself go hungry or your troops? Me. Although, feeding one person compared to feeding an army? What is going on with my supply? Are you more likely to face your fears or find ways to avoid them? The fears I do have, I avoid. Let's see, would you rather join a band of adventurers and go on an epic quest or form your own band and lead them on a quest? I'll join a band. Yeah. Would you rather become a witch's assistant or hunt an evil witch in the woods? Well, you didn't specify if the witch to which I become the assistant is evil, and she's probably not. So, yeah, assistant. Would you rather hunt a fire-breathing dragon or fight against an army of ogres? Ogres, because I love dragons. They're cute and scaly. Alright, it's about time we move on from this kind of questioning. I'm a bit baffled, if I'm being honest. Okay. My early assessment has proven to be accurate. You most certainly are different from those who've come before you, Wanderer. One final exam in store for you. This is far more advanced than anything you've answered thus far. I'm going to present you with a series of scenarios, and you're going to use your problem-solving skills to determine the best course of action. Alright. 4 possible choices. Oh, some choices could lead to certain death and instant failure? Yikes. Alright, well, I cannot stress this enough. I urge you to make your choices very carefully and think about the potential rewards and consequences. Okay. You usually hype things up, though, dude, so... I don't know. You're tending your fields when you notice an intruder has snuck onto your property and is currently loading sacks of wheat into a wagon, blatantly stealing your food supplies. Oh, you're gonna die. By the time you catch up to him, he's already jumped onto his horse and taken off down the road. Your horse is in the stable nearby, but has fallen ill recently and needs time to recover before you can safely ride it. Your neighbor's horse is nearby for the taking, but you and your neighbor are not on good terms, and they typically attack intruders on sight. What do you do? There goes that wheat. No, I'm not going to risk my horse's health. I'm not going to take my crazy neighbor's horse. I'm not going to take the time to ask, because the bandit will get away, and then I'll accidentally run my neighbor's horse into the ground, and then we have 2 sick horses. Dude's getting my wheat, and I'm going to get better... border security for my farm. You're in a tavern enjoying a meal after a long day of foraging and hunting with a band of strangely dressed... Oh. When a band of strangely dressed adventurers approach your table. They explain they're coming in search of treasure in a nearby tomb and they'd like you to join them as you know the area better than they do. Do I know this tomb? They're off you a fourth of the loot that's recovered from the tomb. What do you do? Huh. Well, I'm not going to go on my own. Obviously, they need a party. Yeah, I'll go with them. It's been a hard winter and your funds are low. You've run out of food and drink. You must go to the tavern to acquire sustenance and fill your belly. Okay, but my funds are low. You have 100 shillings to last you the last month of winter, and the price of meals varies from one to another. You begin a scouring menu. Before making your decision, what do you do? Alright, if a month is 30 days, and I have 100, I'll probably just get some... let's see. If I skip meals, I could eat the meat and vegetable stew with the stale bread and meat. Because that'll get me 20 days. So if I skip some days... Yes. 3 of your closest friends and family have been taken prisoner for a crime none of you committed. Oh, and I've also been taken prisoner. You're all thrown into the royal dungeon for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're not even sure what crime you're being convicted of, but you're being sentenced to death by noon. King has decided to pay your lot a visit and offer you a deal. If one of you comes forth and blindly admits to whatever crimes you're being charged for and accepts the execution willingly, the remaining 3 will walk free. Huh. Okay. Alternatively, if one of you is willing to rat out the others... What? Then the remaining 3 will be... What kind of douche canoe would do that? Let's see... I'm not going to blame my loved ones. I'm not going to wait and stand around and hope that someone else takes it for the team. After living the life of a lowly peasant, you decide to save up enough coin to pay for your entree. Oh, is that entry fee? It looks like entree fee. Into an archery competition. You spend all that you have to enter, and miraculously, you win! Hey, sweet. Grand prize for winning the archery competition is a sack of 100 shillings and a ticket to the royal ball being held at the palace. Do I have to go to the ball? I'm not much of a ball person. Quickly realize 100 shillings barely covers the price of such fine linens at no time, and you're broke again. Yeah, I'm not getting clothes. You're headed to the... Wait, why do I buy the clothes? Your guard snags on an old tree branch, rips from top to bottom, leaving a gaping hole exposed. I knew I shouldn't have bought those clothes. Now they're all ripped. Okay, so I have an important decision to make. Go to the palace? No. Switch back to my commons? No. I'm not gonna go. I mean, I shouldn't have even spent the money on the clothes. Alright, driving down the road, returning from the last market of the season, where you've pawned off all your excess goods to make some coin to last you through the winter. Good for me! You're carrying everything valuable you possessed in your wagon, and now you hear that you're traveling... Oh, that anyone traveling in a wagon should take care now that the markets are closed, because bandits have been seen ambushing trailers and travelers and stealing their final season's earnings. Well, that's just rude. Broken down wagon on the side of the road that appears to be missing one of its wheels. Oh, that's a trap. Yeah, that's a trap. Standing next to the wagon is an old lady wearing a tattered leather cloak. You have a spare wheel in the back of your cart in case your wagon happens to break down. Look. Yeah. I'm gonna send... As you pass... Yeah, I'm not gonna slow down. As I pass, I'll tell the lady. But I'm not slowing down because I think she's a plant. You're far from home when you receive word that your dearest sibling is sick and could die at any moment. They could already be dead by the time you receive the letter. You're urged to make it home to say your goodbyes as quickly as possible. You know there's no known cure. Oh. Alright, you tell a close friend, and they advise you a few different options for travel. The sound of the letter and the time it was sent, you believe that your sibling may only have a day or 2 left before they're taken from this world for good. The quickest route's through the mountains, but it's treacherous. Violent storms have been battering the mountains. We can take the lengthier route and arrive home within 2 days if you travel through the woods. Third option based on rumor? Oh, that doesn't sound good. Uh, cure for a disease your loved one suffers from, but you know not of its merit or its cost or downfalls. Or could just make it worse. They could just kick off instantly. Take the dangerous path. No, because I'll probably die in the mountains. Take the safer path. Seek out the old hag and arrive in 3 days. No, because even if I get the cure, 3 days is gonna be too long. Your king, Frumnar, Lord Frumnar, has heard word of your bravery and skill throughout the lands, and he called upon you for a very special but dangerous quest. He wishes you to retrieve his daughter, Princess Solemn, from the king of Arakal. What's she doing there? Treacherous and wicked king reigns over Arakal. However, to prevent a war between the two kingdoms, which would have certainly ended in my kingdom's demise, Lord Frumnar has made a deal with the king of Arakal. Created his only daughter so that the king can betroth her. Well, that's just sick, dude. Frumnar is going to depressed and saddened with the decision he make. Yeah, dude, yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. Alright, I'll retrieve the daughter. Sneak into Arakal at night, kidnap the princess. Let's do this. We'll Super Mario this up. On another note, if you're caught, you'll cause an immediate war between the two kingdoms, and everyone you know and love will die. I'm not going to get caught, first of all. Betray my king and warn the rival king? Woo. Refuse the offer. My king obviously doesn't honor his deals. That's actually... Besides, the princess could be a complete and total see you next Tuesday. You royals are weird. You're hunting in the swamplands, gathering food and various animal pelts to sell at market to save for dire times. You gather a wagon full of animals ready for processing. You're about to head home when you see something glinting and moving in the distance. Oh, gods, it's a will-o-wisp. Oh, a magnificent beast of legendary proportions emerges from the tree line in front of you. It's known as a gem-hide gazelle, a deer-like creature whose hide is covered from top to bottom in rare gemstones, gold, silver, and other various. This sounds like a boss. Protected by the gods themselves, encountering one in the wild would bring much luck and prosperity to whoever laid eyes on its beautiful form. Cool. I have laid eyes on it. Here it stands before you in all its glistening glory. Wagon's already full, but you can't help but ponder what possibilities this encounter could bring you. What do? I'm not going to kill the creature. I'm just going to leave it alone, because I've gazed upon it. Therefore, I have the luck and prosperity. Venture into an alchemist shop looking for a potion to help with... Obviously, I'm not looking for this potion for me. Alchemist informs you he's all out of gopher root, the key ingredient to concocting such a potion. He doesn't know when he get it on more in stock. Grows in far-off foreign lands. However, he informs you that he just received a set of vials of great power and has only one left to offer. Everything you own? What? Must be passed over to the alchemist in return for such a wonder. You receive a potion that, when imbibed, grants one of 3 magical powers. Superhuman strength, breathe underwater, or turn invisible. You don't know which ability will be granted until you drink the potion. Breathe underwater is only convenient in certain situations. Oh, and see, equally great consequences. Side effects. Oh, geez, they died. They suffered a horrible, slow, painful death. Oh! No, I'm not liking this. The third is still living today. But if you could call being bedridden with a disease slowly turning you... Oh, no. Nope. Yeah, I don't trust this dude. He's using people as human guinea pigs. Poor guinea pigs. What do you do? Refuse, give everything you have, give everything you have to save the potion. You know what? No, I don't want your funky juice. Your sibling has come to you, bleeding profusely and missing an arm. What did you do? Cut clean off their torso at the shoulder. They claim they lost an arm in battle and wish to get back to a neighboring village to take the arm of their assailant, and they're asking for your assistance. All right, let's do this. Your sibling was attempting to rob their assailant's home. Oh, first of all, my siblings would never do that. They're dead set on carrying out their plan. What do you do? I don't think they would be robbing the person. So I would have them seek medical treatment, and I'll go handle this. Big Sis has got this. I got your back. Made a great deal with a wealthy customer at the market, and are traveling home with a wagon full of shillings. You never had more money into your entire life, and your primary focus is getting it home as quickly and safely as possible. As you're traveling down the long dirt road, you see a familiar face of a merchant friend of yours. Oh, his face is battered and beaten. Oh no! He's kneeling in the dirt, surrounded by 4 bandits with daggers to his throat. He's about to be robbed and executed in cold blood. Whatever decision you make needs to be made quickly. You have weapons of your own. You feel confident in your ability with them. You could take 2 bandits, but fighting all 4 will... Well, hopefully the other dude can, Oh, here we go, yeah. Run over the bandits. Yeah. My friend's agile. He'll duck out of the way. Get out of the wagon. Stop the cart. Nope. I'm going to attempt to run them over. Because that way, they'll jump out of the way. This is what I'm thinking. They'll jump out of the way. My friend can dodge, get his weapon, and then take 2 of them. And then I'll get my weapon and take 2 of them. And there we go. Traveling home from market. I'm going to market a lot. See a group of armed men in the distance. As you approach, they block the road and flag you down. They approach... Shame they are to admit it. They're not good people in the eyes of the law. They've robbed, murdered, and pillaged to get by, and their number's about to come up as the King's Guard is coming for them and will catch up to them in a matter of minutes. Sucks to be you. If you help them, they promise to guard you and work for you for life. I don't trust them. Yeah, I don't want to be dealing with these people. But I ain't no snitch. Well, let's see. Decline their offer and go home. Nah. Rat them out if you see the guards. No. I'm not gonna betray them. Say you'll help them. Alright, accept their offer. No, I'm gonna keep driving, but I won't tell the guards anything. I'll just be like, I didn't see a thing. You are mightily drunk and sitting by a fireplace in a tavern, enjoying good tunes, with a lively audience until you hear a loud and sudden thud. The tavern door swings open so hard it hits the wooden wall and shakes the entire building. Rude! Silence fills the air as you turn your head in wonder. The doorway stands a tall, cloaked figure staring directly at you. Taverns come to a halt. Music has stopped playing. People stop moving. The fires stop flickering, as if time itself is frozen. Whoa. Still figures. He begins to walk towards you, sits down in a seat next to the fire, directly across from you, gazes upon you inquisitively. Before saying a word, he pulls from his cloak 3 objects that radiate with such energy it sends shivers down your spine. He pulls up a small wooden table, drapes an ancient-looking tapestry over it, lays the objects on it. He speaks in a language I've never heard, but for some reason I can understand fluently. Is it parcel tongue? First, you must gamble with fortune yourself. Or fortune itself. Whoa. Alright, so we've got Dead Man's Coin, a blackened rabbit's foot, and a tiny fairy floating and glimmering inside of a glass jar. Hey, listen! Figure explains to you one of these items looks cursed. It's probably the rabbit foot. I'd say the scorched rabbit foot's probably cursed. And I really don't want a Dead Man's Coin. I'll take the fairy in the jar. Then I can let her go. And then she'll be my friend. You rescue the wife of the town's blacksmith from his disastrous fall as her wagon rolls right off a cliff. Yikes. You happen to be in the right place at the right time, managed to pull her up from her demise. Good for me. Blacksmith wants to repay you by crafting a magical sword of your choosing. Really? Cool. Emerald of Luck, Ruby of Power, or Sapphire of Intellect. Oh, or Topaz of Quickness. So do I want Great Fortune, Great Strength, Great Knowledge, or Incredible Speed and Agility? I do loves me some knowledge. Oh, this concludes the examination. You've made some interesting choices, Wanderer. After questioning you thoroughly and assessing your skills, I come to a final conclusion about your chances of surviving in these lands. Uh-oh. Alright, here we go. Firstly, I'd like to say it's been an honor to assess you. Very few have made it as far as you have, and even fewer have had results such as yours. Are you lying to me? Or are you sincere? I can't tell if you're sincere. I can't see your eyes. Let's just get right down to it, shall we? We shall. I have determined your chances of surviving in this treacherous and foreboding... Oh, in treacherous and foreboding lands such as these is approximately... Yes, just as I thought. Oh, 77.5 chin... That's not bad. Yeah, it's above average. There's always potential for disaster with some risks you take. However, you scored much higher and the vast majority have come before you. Well done, Wanderer. Thanks. Gee. Before we end the exam, I'd like to give you something. A parting gift, if you will. Oh, is it my secret word? Because I should write it down. Yes, he's going to give me a super secret word. I'm going to write this down. I need a piece of paper. Alright, here we go. Write it down if you need to. Yes, I will, because I'll forget. Your secret word is blessed. Wow. Keep that word close and readily available, for it will unlock great things for you in the future if you're brave enough to venture forth and use it. Farewell, Wanderer, until we meet next time. Stay safe. And stay bloody. Yeah, so it's kind of like the others, but instead of a lengthy assessment of your personality afterwards, it gives you a percentage on how you'd survive in this land. I'd like to think I made some pretty decent decisions. So there it is. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.